Welcome back to the Sports Diary podcast. Today we welcome pro bodybuilder Tim Hunt, sharing his knowledge, experience and passion for the sport of bodybuilding. He's also transformed hundreds of clients, helping with mindset, body and lifestyle. Tim has won the PCA British Finals and obtained his pro card back in October. So stay tuned to hear more about his experiences, where he placed in recent competitions and how he became a pro athlete in bodybuilding. Hey Tim, welcome to the Sports Diary. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, very good. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Excited for this one?
Yes,
Very excited. I'm excited.
First one. I'm scared. No, I'm not really. It's all
Have you
good.
not done a podcast before?
Yeah, I've done a few.
Oh, okay.
It's not my first rodeo.
You should be a pro then.
Yeah.
Good. We love that.
Shh.
Well, one thing we like to ask all our guests is, for the people that don't know you, what are 3 interesting facts that you can give us about yourself?
We're diving straight in.
We're
Okay,
going
cool.
straight in.
Nice. Okay, so probably number 1. People have a real weird thing about me eating ketchup with my cinnamon raisin bagels. So I will have like meat on my cinnamon raisin bagels and put ketchup on it.
Oh.
People see it and they hate it. Yeah, it's just a really odd thing that I do. I love sweet and savoury. Who doesn't?
True.
I don't know if that's taking it too far. No idea. So that's probably number 1. Number 2, I'm really into heavy metal and no one expects it. Like I've seen Slipknot, Korn, Marilyn Manson live. Yeah, no one expects that.
Do you have quite a varied playlist?
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, look at
Really varied. And then number 3, I'm gonna have to come back to you because I'm really not an interesting person. I just go to the
quite
gym,
boring.
I work out and I eat, and I sometimes do cardio, and that's about it. Yeah.
What's your favourite cardio?
Oh, good question. Stairmaster. It's got to be Stairmaster
Yeah, that's my favourite.
because that just kills you, and it's just
I feel
everyone.
like you've done a good workout.
Yeah, you do.
Hey,
Yeah.
Stairmaster.
And then you say to people, "Oh, I've been on it for an hour," and they just look at you like you're strange.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
It's really
I
yeah.
feel like it's the only time you're either in your car or you're on the Stairmaster when you do your stories. Other than that, there's never an in between.
You know me so well. That's
You
literally.
can find
all
Tim
I-
either in the car or on the Stairmaster.
That's it. That's my life. I told you I was a boring person. There's nothing about me other than Stairmaster and just.
It's
being
an interesting fact that you do an hour on the Stairmaster though, because
Yeah.
that is cruel.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, I'm not nice to myself. Yeah, it's a weird thing, but I just get it done. You got to do what you got to do for bodybuilding.
Do what you gotta
know?
do.
Yeah, that's it. 100%. So it's all in or nothing.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, absolutely.
I
Can't
like
be going
that.
50%.
Hell no. No. If you
Hell
want,
no.
yeah. If you want to be pro, you got to do the things you got to do. You know. Yeah.
We're gonna take it back to the beginning. So, what age were you when you started, and was there anyone that inspired you to get into bodybuilding?
Cool. So, I mean, I took it very seriously when I became a PT. So that was when wasn't until I was 29. So I'd love to say that was 2 years ago, but it wasn't. That was 8 years ago. So I became a PT. I got out of my job, my dead-end job that I hated. Became a PT at the age of 29, and then I thought, right, I've got to inspire people. So I thought, how can I do that best? What do I enjoy doing? I enjoy bodybuilding. So I need to get on stage. Okay, so it was 2018, I think. Yeah, 2018 was my very first show. And I competed in September. Before that, I was looking at, different people. Growing up, I would look at like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, all those boys. I grew up in the 90s. So all those big boys, they were around. They were doing movies. They were the men of the time. You see it now, and you see Love Island and that, and it's like, right, you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and then you've got Love Island now. It's like, I'm sorry, what's happened there? It's a very different generation growing up for me. So I was looking at all these men, alpha males and stuff, and I was like, growing up on that, that's what you sort of took in.
Yeah.
That's how a man should look like, for me. So I grew up wanting to look like that. So I started training when I was 16, when I could legally go into a gym and start training. And it just sort of snowballed from there. I was training all the time. When I got to the age of 28, I think, I just didn't enjoy my job anymore. I was in advertising, market research. I just didn't enjoy it. So my friend actually made me go and do a personal training course. I did an intense 6-week course, full-time learning in a classroom, and absolutely loved it. Worked at Fitness First. That was my first ever job. Became PT there, and it just snowballed from there. So I've been doing it, how long? 6 years now?
Okay.
6 years, since 2000, no, since 2016. What's that, 8 years? Yeah. So 8 years now, and I've loved it ever since. And I love competing. I love bodybuilding. It's my passion. It's my life.
You can see it in your face. You literally, as soon as you were talking like marketing, your face was like, yeah. And then
boy.
the minute you started talking about it, your face was like, ding.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can definitely tell you're very passionate about
I
it.
love it. It's great.
It's important to have something you're passionate about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Was there any challenges that you first sort of like faced when you started out in bodybuilding that you can remember?
Yeah, sticking to a diet for the very first time in my life. I've never in my life cut out sugar. That was the first time I cut out sugar, and it was for 12 weeks straight. That was hard.
Oh yeah.
It sounds minimal, to people, but when you cut something out that you're so used to, and you have to stick to a certain amount of food, you have to stick to certain meals, it's very hard doing that for the very first time. So
Yeah. Diet plays a huge role in it, doesn't it? Like,
Massive,
it's not just about
huge.
going to the gym.
yeah, I mean, I worked that hard. It was my first competition, so I wanted to do everything by the book. I was like, right, my coach says this, says jump, so I'm going to jump. So I did everything to the letter, and I got down to like something stupid, like 4% body fat or something.
Wow.
It was ridiculous. And then I won my first competition because I stuck to it so rigidly.
Wow.
I didn't change a thing from the plan. I followed it to a T, and
Excellent.
I came in looking like I can't say what. But yeah, I looked unhealthy.
Fill in the blank.
yeah, that's it. Use your imagination.
Okay, so I want to touch a little bit on nutrition. So what does a diet prep look like for you, and how do you handle your cravings?
Ooh, good question. Okay, so we have like basic six meals a day. That would be like meal 1, 2, 3, 4, pre-workout, post-workout.
Okay.
I tend to stick to that every day. It's just something you got to stick to every day, and it doesn't really move that much unless I want to reduce carbs.
Okay.
So I sort of play around with carbs a bit. If I want to drop some water out, say for peak week, that's the week leading up to show. How do I handle cravings? You kind of just suck it up. you haven't, they've created all the, you got these like skinny sauces and stuff like that, 0 calorie stuff. Zero calories, like food and drink in prep is a godsend for a lot of people. If you have bad cravings, that's kind of what you tend to go to. So you got like energy drinks, you got 0, like fizzy drinks that you can go to and stuff like that, just to hit a little bit of a sweet spot. Other than that, just suck it up. Like that's what I have to do,
What sort of food do you eat? Like, does every day look the same for you?
Chicken and rice,
chicken and rice.
Like literally, it's chicken and rice. It's that boring. It is so boring being a bodybuilder. Like, there's nothing exciting about it. You either have like, I don't know, actually, cream of rice has now become a thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
It's like powdered rice that just tastes awful. It's like, yeah.
No, I'm a overnight oats kind of girl. And before it was popular, that was my diet. And then suddenly it was really popular. I was like, no, had it from the start and I loved it.
The thing with cream of rice is it doesn't taste good at all. And you would never have it when you're not a bodybuilder or anything like that. It's not something you'd ever choose. Yeah. But on prep, it's like a little bit of flavour.
A bit of something.
Any bit of flavour on prep is like,
heavy.
Wow, it's amazing. It's like, it's just very, very boring and dull. So you get chicken and rice. I don't even season mine anymore.
Oh gosh,
I've gone that bad. Like,
just season your raisin cinnamon bagel instead.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Do you look forward to eating though?
I do, weirdly. I look forward to eating, but I don't have to have it seasoned. Like, just give me a bit of salt. I'm happy.
Oh yeah, salt can be a game changer. I'm not a big fan of salt. Do you like salt?
I have to have salt in my diet now, but I never really had salt.
Yeah, no.
Salt's
it can
really
be a game
important.
changer.
By the way, just an FYI, salt's really important.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that. To stay hydrated, a lot of people drink water, but you need salt and sodium and potassium levels, right, as well to be hydrated. So just a little bit of information, geeky information that you need.
You said you weren't interested. Interesting.
I'm not,
You're not interested.
I'm not interested. Go away.
Bye.
See you later.
So we want to talk about the mental and emotional aspect of bodybuilding later on.
Sure.
So how was it for you mentally training for your first competition? Obviously, we've slightly touched on that, but how was it for you?
Awful. It was like, there's no other word for it. It was awful. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was hard. Really hard. I would get off the Stairmaster and I'd have a hypo and I'd have to go sit down and I'd be like shaking like with a cold sweat and stuff because I was that depleted in my first comp. I've never taken it to that level since. That was my very first comp and I was just far too depleted, you know, for such a long time. I was probably ready for comp like 6 weeks out.
Wow.
And I had to maintain that then.
Yeah. That's
So my body was just saying no. So mentally you've got to try and adapt to that. Your body's suffering. It's in a, you know, it has no fat on it. It needs fat to you know, to work properly. Like didn't feel good at all.
Would you say that's one of the things you learned from your first comp?
Absolutely.
It's like you were in my brain then.
Yeah.
Going too hard, too quick.
Yeah, that's it. Too hard, too quick, and you just deplete so hard, and you are ready like a few weeks out, and it's like, right, how do I maintain this? And you've just got to be so mentally strong with it. You know, bodybuilding's a mental game.
Yeah, definitely.
You can train, you can do the cardio, you know, that's physical. What takes over is your mind. So if you are not strong mentally in bodybuilding, you will A, go off plan food wise, and B, you just might skip a bit of cardio or whatever. But yeah, if you're mentally strong, you'll do it and you'll probably win because you've done everything that you've meant to do. So
it really does help when you have that goal in place to stay on track and go, this is my goal. I know for me, if I don't have a goal whilst I'm training, I'm like,
massively.
Yeah, I'll just eat a bit of this, a bit of that.
Massively. So like, for example, I'll have like lifestyle clients that just want to make a bit of a change.
Yeah.
Then I'll have clients that want to get on stage. So between the two, the guys that want to get on stage, they're the ones that will make the biggest change, obviously, because they've got that end goal and they know that they can't move that goal. So if you've got a show booked, you can't move that goal.
Yeah.
You have to work to that goal and hit it.
Your clients have absolutely smashed it this year, by the way.
Thank you.
Like, they've been so quick. Like, you were showing everyone's like transformation, and I was like, wow. So like, props to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's obviously like I just give them the tools to work, you know. I just tell them how to do things and they do the hard work. So it's all credit to them. They're awesome. Like my clients are so, I don't know, they're such great people. You know? They come to me and they ask for a bit of help. They want to get on plan. They want to do like a 12-week transformation or whatever. And I'll give them the tools. I'll give them the plan. And then it's up to them to do the hard work. And they all smash it, to be fair.
They really have.
And I think part of that is because they see how hard I work. And they know they can see then what's possible if you just put in the work, you just put in the effort. You know, there's no one out there that can't do a transformation. You can all do a transformation if you want to. Like it just depends how mentally strong you are. Like going back to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I find that the mental sort of aspect of bodybuilding the most fascinating thing. So how do you sort of stay mentally strong and motivated, like especially during prep?
I absolutely love seeing my body change. That's what keeps me motivated. By the end of each week, I want to see my body change. Yeah. And I will not be happy if it doesn't. If it doesn't, it makes me push harder for the next week. So visually, this is what I say to my clients. The most important thing to measure your progress is visuals. Take photos every single week without fail. I don't care about your weight.
Shut the scales out.
That's the 100% it. Yeah.
Frisbee, bye.
You know, there's so many different aspects of weight. You know, you've got water storage, you've got glycogen storage, you've got so many different things going on, you know, food in your digestive tract and stuff. Your weight can vary so much each day and each week. So throw your scales away, measurements and photos. That's the most important thing. So yeah, staying on track, staying motivated, it's because I want to see that change weekly. That's 100% it.
So do you have any supplements, and if so, why do you take them? What do they do?
Okay, so supplements wise, yeah, there's loads out there. I take quite a few. First of all, I want to, if I'm wanting to stay healthy, I'm going to take quite a good antioxidant. Okay, because let's face it, we all put toxins into our body. Okay, whatever it is, alcohol, drugs, whatever. So we need strong antioxidants to counteract that. Okay, so I take something called NAC, and that ups the amount of glutathione in your body, which is the strongest antioxidant you can have in your body. Okay, so that's a good one that I take. Creatine, obviously, that helps store water in your muscle. That makes it more powerful, makes you more stronger. Creatine is really important. It helps brain activity. Glutamine, most abundant amino acid in your body, helps with protein synthesis, helps with a lot of things, digestion, etc. Another one that people won't think about is anti-inflammatories. Now, normally when you hear about that, you think about ibuprofen. But ibuprofen is quite toxic to your liver if you take enough of it. Okay, so I take a lot of turmeric, which comes from curcumin. Okay, and that is a very good anti-inflammatory. It's a natural. It's a spice.
I always used to have that on my rice.
Yeah, there you go. It tastes awful. Why?
Yeah, but then I season my chicken, so it's not too bad. So it's not too bad. A bit of Nando sauce, all good.
Nando sauce, so good. Oh
really
man,
is.
that is the goat. Yeah, I don't even have that on prep.
Oh my
I don't even
goodness,
have anything.
missing out.
I know, I am. Which flavour though? Which flavour?
I have medium because I think if I have hot, it's more the spice, not the taste. Whereas medium's got that nice balance.
I agree.
Right, you might judge me, but I don't even have medium.
Do you have like lemon and
Lemon
herb?
and herb.
Oh no! Get
Although lately I've been going to the barbecue one. You know what's it called? No one knows about it. It's the barbecue one you can
Yeah, I've heard a few people talk about
What's
the barbecue one,
Nando's?
but it's never
get. Peri
on the
Tamer.
Is it
That's
on the menu?
Peri
Or do you have
Tamer.
to ask for it?
Yeah, you have to ask for it.
Yeah.
So if I have barbecue, I have to have like the Jamaican jerk barbecue.
Ooh, yeah.
So
Turtle Bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great sauce. I'm getting hungry.
Oh man, should we just order one right now?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Your treat. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
What else do you take?
So obviously protein powder. You know, it's a quick fix if you can't get your protein in. If you're struggling to, I don't know, get a bit of chicken in or whatever, just get some protein powder. Yeah, easy work. Yeah,
Use things like steroids.
yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you recommend them?
Oh, that's what you were saying about supplements. Okay.
I was like, is he or
Just be
is
straight
it
to the
he?
point. Yeah.
Are you natural?
Are you natty or not?
Yeah. What would you say?
I don't know.
No.
You tell us.
No, I'm not natural. No.
I was just being polite.
No, not natural. No. So I've been using them for about since about 30.
Okay.
So a good 7 years now.
Yeah.
On and off. And I like to cycle. And I don't even take a high amount.
Okay.
So when I'm leading up to a show, that will be the highest I take. But it's not even a high amount. I also take my bloods every 6 months religiously or more.
Okay.
So make sure that I stay healthy. Because that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
If you're taking steroids, you want to make sure that you are healthy with it. Yeah, and I do. I make sure I do that. If anything, like obviously steroids can offset your cholesterol. So your bad cholesterol can go up and your good cholesterol can go down. So it can skew it. So I would then do something about that. I had that once and I did a lot of research on it. I took a lot of citrus bergamot supplement. And that has been proven to up your HDL, your good fats, by 40% or more. And it did. It literally put them back to normal. So, if there's anything wrong with anything, which there rarely has been in my life, with the bloods, I will research the hell out of it and make sure that I get back to a healthy level.
I think that research around it is really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know so many guys that have no idea what steroids they're putting in themselves.
Oh, gosh.
I ask them, how much you want. They don't even know. You've got different, so you've got milliliters of steroid that you put in, and within the milliliter you have a certain amount of milligram. Now guys will know what milliliter they're putting in, but they have no idea of the milligram. And the milligram is the only thing that matters when it comes to steroids. Because you want to know how much you're taking. So there's loads of guys out there that don't even know that. And I find that mind-blowing.
Yeah.
You are putting, it's like snorting 10 lines of cocaine in like an hour, you know? And it's like, yeah, that's fine. It's like, why did you do it? Because my coach told me to. It's like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you question it?
Yeah.
You know? It's all about questioning things. If you're not sure about something, especially massive toxins that you're putting into your body, you question that. Or you do your research on it.
Yeah, do your research, make sure you have a good coach.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember my first coach, he sort of told me what to go on, and I researched the hell out of it. You know, I just went on Google straight away, looked at as much information as I possibly could to see what I was taking and why I was taking it. And I would question things if I wasn't sure on them. Because you got to be educated on it.
Absolutely.
You have to be.
I mean, I've said before, I'm a pansy when it comes to putting things in the body. Like, I only take like paracetamol, ibuprofen at a push.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important, that research.
Yeah.
And is there any like adverse effects that you can have by taking steroids?
There is, yeah, of course. So it's like any drug. If you abuse it, you will have massive adverse effects. Okay, same as any drug at all. Main one is cholesterol, like I say. Then you've got blood pressure. So blood pressure will go higher naturally with steroids because it will up your red blood cell count, and then your blood pressure will be higher. Your blood will be thicker. So what we do is we give blood as bodybuilders. Well, I do. So when you give blood, it thins your blood out. Right. You regenerate new blood. Okay. I actually did that the other month. I took my bloods before. They were very thick. Gave blood. Took my bloods after. Normal.
Wow, that's actually really interesting.
Yeah. It's just
you're helping as well at the same time.
That's it.
That's good.
And I've got quite a rare blood type, so I'm helping. And people are saying, "Oh, well, you can't give blood if you're taking steroids." It's like, well, the steroids, you know, doesn't affect the blood that's going into someone else. It doesn't matter. It's the same as any other drug.
Yeah.
So it's like alcohol. If you're giving blood, but you've drank the night before, it's exactly the same. It doesn't matter about the blood that's going into someone else. So it's absolutely fine. You know, they will test it thoroughly before they give it to a hospital.
Yeah.
So if there's any problems with it, they'll tell you. Yeah, they'll text you saying we haven't used your blood or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine was used. They told me which hospital it went to.
Oh, that's so.
So it's really interesting. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Have you witnessed anyone that's kind of still talking about like the steroid, where someone's maybe like abused it a bit too much, or you've seen kind of the effect it's had on that person, like a negative way?
Yeah, mental health wise. Yeah.
Okay.
I have. Yeah. I've known people that have been very, very paranoid and depressed because they're taking such a high dosage of it. If you get your testosterone levels far too high, I've seen men's nipples that leak with milk. Yeah.
Wow.
Because your estrogen or your progesterone or prolactin is way off, so your levels are all skewed. So basically, you're producing milk as a man. You know, I've seen multiple guys with gynecomastia. So that's where you have a massive lump behind your nipple, and you basically look like you've got a boob.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
It's crazy stuff, but really interesting.
Yeah, obviously you've got acne as well. You've got hair loss. They say the main one they do say is like roid rage.
Yeah.
Right. So roid rage comes from if you are already an angry person, steroids are just going to elevate that. Yeah. So it depends how you are as a person.
Yeah.
If you're an angry person, you'll just be angrier. Yeah.
You're going to turn into the whole.
That's not. That's not good for anyone.
Yeah. No. But me, like, I'm very relaxed and
chill.
I'm an easygoing guy. So it's like I never have that effect. It never has that effect on me. Another interesting one is testosterone itself. So many guys that I know at the gym have low testosterone. When you have low testosterone, it's quite hard to naturally get it up again to a normal level. There's multiple ways you can do it, but it takes a long time. And having low testosterone has many adverse effects, loads. So people then go on TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy. It is no different to women going on HRT hormone replacement therapy. It's exactly the same. But obviously, when you go to doctors in the UK, they won't prescribe it. It's really strange because in America, they tend to prescribe it now. But in England, it's the last thing they'll do. And it takes a very long time to get it prescribed as well.
Wow.
I think it's like, we can go into the mental health side of things as well with it. So when you have very low test, you're going to be angrier, more depressed, leading to suicidal thoughts that I've witnessed and stuff like that, just depression. And that happens with low testosterone. People don't ever think about it. Men don't think about it. But men, I would love to see more men getting their testosterone tested.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, unless you have something wrong with you that the doctor can prove, they won't test it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really...
And that's crazy considering, like the mental health rate in men and like the suicide rate and things like that.
Absolutely.
So it's a wonder that they don't test it more often.
Yeah, it's a strange thing because obviously, when women want to go on the pill, that's changing their hormones massively. And the doctors will do that like that.
Yeah.
Not a question sometimes, Yeah, they'll go through standard questions, but they'll prescribe pretty quickly. They don't do that with men. It's really strange. I don't know why. But it's something that needs to be looked into, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah, your mental health is related to your hormones.
Of course, yeah.
So a lot of the time, there's obviously outside aspects.
There are other factors.
Yeah, there's other factors, but a lot of the time it is hormones. It's your testosterone as a man. It's your estrogen. Testosterone, estrogen levels need to be at a balance, and that's how you become a healthy person. As a man, you need your testosterone healthy. Yeah. So yeah, and there's lots of things that can make it go. I mean, to be fair, the Western diet that makes it go low. So processed foods lowers your testosterone. Late nights, hardly any sleep, lowers your testosterone. Drugs, alcohol, both lower your testosterone. They're even saying the drinking water out of taps now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's mad. It's like there's so many things out there that can lower your testosterone and affect your estrogen and stuff like that. So yeah, it's crazy the amount of stuff that's going on around hormones at the moment. So it's worth looking into.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
So I want to touch on strategies. What strategies do you use to stay confident when you're on stage?
Just flex in the mirror a lot.
True.
Just get your top off and hope someone says something nice.
Hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Staying confident on stage.
Do you get nervous before you go on?
Not at all.
Really?
No, I love it.
Oh,
No, I'm chatting to the boys backstage. Like, we all know each other all the time,
Yeah.
I know everyone on the circuit, so it's just, you just have a nice time backstage. You've done all the hard work, so.
Is that because you're confident in your ability because you have put in the hard work?
Yes. Yes, I have, I know that I've done all the work
Yeah.
I need to do. So when I get to stage day, show day, it's just about maintaining the physique.
Yeah.
And then I can just relax. Even if I'm not 100% on point, which I wasn't for my last show, I will still enjoy the day because I haven't done all that work and spent all the money to not enjoy the day.
Sure.
So I will get up there no matter what I look like, and I will just
Give it everything.
give everything. Yeah, and just enjoy it. It's in the hands of the judges. It's not up to you. You can just do what you do, and that's just pose. And that's it. That's all you can do.
So it's like that saying, isn't it? Fail to prepare to fail.
That's the one. That's the one. I use it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And you also never know, or do you know, what the judges are looking for? Or is it could just be dependent on how they're feeling on the day?
If you've got different judges, it can be different. But you never know what they're thinking, so you can't worry about it too much. Yeah. They're going to choose who they want to choose at the end of the day. It's their interpretation of what bodybuilding is. So all you can do is just get out there and give your best. You can't control anything other than your own physique. That's it.
Yeah, once you're up on stage, it's out of your control, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. And if I lose to a better man, I'll just work harder next time. That's it. I'll just shake their hand and say, well done.
Yeah.
And that's all it's about. It's about being a good sportsman.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
What challenges do you face on the mental side when you have finished prep? And how do you cope with when your physique starts to change?
Okay, so this is a hard one because everyone's different, but I enjoy coming out of prep knowing that I'm going to get better for the next show. That's all I focus on. So I focus on the next show. When's that? And what do I need to do to be better? And that gives me that focus, that goal again, like we spoke about earlier. It gives me that end goal. You know, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to be able to pose better. So I work on, you know, eating more, training harder, posing better, work on all those things to make sure that I come into the next show and I win. Yeah. So I love that aspect of it. I love coming out of prep, knowing I've done all I can for that show, and then having that next goal to get into.
Did you struggle the very first time? Because you said before that your body fat was so low.
Yeah.
So when you came out of prep and you started to change physically, did you struggle at that point?
I absolutely loved it because that's the biggest I'd ever looked in my life. Like, so if you don't do bodybuilding, it's a really strange concept. So when you come out of being absolutely depleted, I ate cookies and ice cream.
Happy to have your sugar back.
Every single day afterwards. And so what happens is your glycogen stores are depleted. That's basically the energy within your muscle coming from carbs and everything. So when you carb up again after show, you look absolutely massive. So that's like, you just feel so strong, you look big, and it just feels great. It's amazing. I actually, it's so funny because I like see it as sort of getting out of jail. It's like, yeah, that's what it's like because you're so restricted when you're on prep, doing a competition prep. You come out of it and you can do anything. It's like, where do I start? Like, I was literally, for my first competition, I was in the supermarket every single day, buying new bits and pieces, like buying new foods, basically. Yeah. And by the end of my first competition prep, I'd stored 21 tubs of ice cream in my freezer.
Wow. What flavour though?
Oh god, everything.
Chef Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, every flavour of Ben and Jerry's.
Good.
Everything. Every flavour of Haagen-Dazs. Like.
So is that what you were craving then when you were coming out of prep?
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Sugar.
What was the first thing you ate when you come off stage?
Oh, it was I think it was a massive cookie pie that I had made for me.
Oh wow.
Oh god, I was craving all sorts of different foods. Like, it made me sweet.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't have it.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling than eating food after your competition prep. There's no better feeling because you take food for granted.
Yeah.
You take it for granted so bad. It's not until you do a competition prep or you're restricted to food for whatever reason that you then appreciate the good foods that we have available.
Sure.
Oh, it's amazing. It's not healthy, but it's amazing.
I remember my prep, all I was craving was cinnamon swirls, like the pastry, and I swear that's all I've eaten. And thankfully, my coach will hear this when I finish my prep. So I'm like, sorry, Liv.
Cinnamon swirl every day.
Oh, so good.
Oh, man.
So how do you balance bodybuilding with other aspects of your life? So like, just like family, social outings, like going for dinner?
I don't restrict myself too much when I'm off season. So when I say off season, I mean like building. So if I'm in competition prep, then obviously it becomes a bit different. So I kind of tend to become a little bit of a hermit. I don't go out. I don't socialize much. If I do, I will go out and not drink, for example. That's quite easy for me because I don't really like drinking anyway. I got out of that in my 20s, you know. Like, I was out every weekend and I don't need to do it anymore. So that's quite easy for me. With foods, if I go out when I'm in competition prep, I will have, like, say if I go to Nando's, I'll have like a chicken butterfly breast and broccoli. Simple as that.
That's not that bad, actually.
No, it's fine. You can choose restaurants that have healthy options.
Yeah.
You know, lower calorie options, basically. So you can still stay on prep. There's loads of ways to do it. You know, people just stay inside their house for the whole 20 weeks or whatever they're doing and don't have a life. But you can have a life. Like, I'm quite happy doing a competition prep. I can do everything I want to do.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy staying in anyway. You know, I'm not the most social of person, you know, people. I get to be social at the gym every day. Yeah. So that's where I work. Yeah. So I see loads of people coming and going. So I get to talk to them. So I don't need to socialise outside of the gym much. Because I have that social hit then. So, you know, and I'm old now. So, you know, a lot of my friends go out. They're married with kids and stuff like that. So they're staying in and stuff. So, you know, it's something I'm quite happy to do. Yeah. You know, I know a lot of people might not be like that.
Yeah.
But if you are a massive social butterfly, you love getting on the beers and stuff like that, probably competition prep isn't for you. You know, yeah, it might be a bit difficult.
Choose a different sport.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Has there been a time in your life where maybe an outside factor or an injury has set a massive setback for you?
Luckily, not yet.
Okay.
Touch wood. Yeah, luckily not yet. I know people that have had massive setbacks and they've had to pull out of competition because they just can't find a way around it. So it's so many different scenarios, you know. But at the end of the day, I'll make it sound very simple. Competition prep is just eating the right food, doing some cardio, and training.
Yeah.
Now, those three things, in theory, shouldn't be affected by anything other than you being maybe hospitalized or something like that. If you can physically walk and you can train and you can eat, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do a competition prep. It's like I say, it's mental.
Yeah,
It's just up here, whether you can stay on it mentally, you know. So I don't know. I haven't been through it myself. I haven't had those scenarios where I've had to stop a competition prep or anything. So I just go through it. You know, if I have had things come up, like, I don't know, relationship issues or, you know, family issues or anything like that, I've just kept going. It's not, I don't ever let my competition prep slide.
No.
That's priority. But again, I'm saying it's priority just because I can do it. I'm like a robot on it. So I'll eat the right foods. I'll do the cardio. I'll do the training.
But that's your sport and you're passionate about it.
That's it. Yeah.
So.
That's it. I'm a pro. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's my life. So yeah, I quite enjoy it.
So you coached yourself for a year, I believe. How was that? Because I believe you've now got a coach.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I literally hired a coach last week.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you coached yourself. So what made you switch? What made you get a coach?
So I did 3 weeks ago. I did my it was the PCA Universe Pro Show, and I didn't come into that how I wanted to come into it. I was very flat. Well, what they call flat. Okay. So basically, I hadn't had enough food. I hadn't carved up enough. So my muscle wasn't popping. I was watery from like stress and traveling and stuff like that. Now, if I'd have had a coach, that wouldn't have happened because I wouldn't have been just guessing my way through it. You know, yes, I know what to do, but visually, I look at something different to what my coach would look at because I'm looking at myself every single minute of every day. My coach wouldn't be looking at that. They'd be looking at it every few hours. They'd be looking at it every day, less than I'd be looking at it. So they could go look at me and just go, right, you need more food.
Yeah.
Quite simple. Yeah. So I coached myself for a year. I actually won the PCA British finals and got my pro card through coaching myself. Yeah, but it was because I did warm-up shows first. When I do warm-up shows, so like a show the week before my important one, I will come in flat to that warm-up show and then I will peak and look like I need to look for the second show. Now, I didn't do a warm-up show for the PCA Universe, so I didn't know how I was going to look for a show, basically.
Okay.
So, but now I've hired a coach and that takes the guesswork out of it. So it allows me to just sit back and relax a little bit.
Yeah, it takes the stress out of it a little
That's
bit.
it. I don't have to think about anything, so it's just dead easy.
Yeah. What was the reason behind not doing a pre-show?
I just basically jumped on the PCA Universe 5 weeks out.
Oh, okay.
So I was quite lean anyway.
Yeah.
I'd kept my leanness from my show in November from the
That's a
PCA
long
Worlds. Yeah. So I'd kept quite lean anyway.
Okay.
So I thought 5 weeks, I'll just do some cardio. I can do the PCA Universe. My plan was to take a year out, but I'm addicted to competing. So
I know how you feel.
Oh
on
man,
that one.
yeah, it's just annoying. It's just like, okay, I need to chill. But I love competing, so it's when I see a pro show, because there's not many PCA pro shows each year.
Okay.
So when one comes up, I want to jump on it.
Jump on it, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So I thought 5 weeks, I can do this. And I did. I lost all my body fat pretty much in 5 weeks. But I went too far with it.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough food and I just looked flat and watery and just, yeah.
So I suppose that was a learning curve for you then.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a learning curve to say, right, stop coaching yourself, get a coach on board.
Yeah. And it's good to be able to like offload to somebody as well, because when you're coaching other people, they're coming to you with questions and you're able to help them. Whereas if you're coaching yourself, at least you can talk to somebody when you've got a coach.
That's it. Yeah, so I can like go to my coach, right, okay, I feel like I look like this. Can you just clarify what I need to look a bit better?
Yeah.
And Nick will just turn around and say, right, you need X, Y, Z. It's like, okay, cool.
It's such a good feeling when a coach just tells you what to do, when to eat,
Yep.
what to eat. Especially like you were saying when a lot of people feel really restrictive when they go out. So I know to my coach, I'm like, right, I'm going to this restaurant, give me 3 options that I can have. And then she'll literally ping me across, go, either have this, this and this, and then get a side of that. And I'm like, thanks. Then I literally go into the restaurant, I know what I'm having, and then I know I'm not going to be off plan.
100%.
And it's really, really good. Just kind of on the back of what you've just discussed with the competition, that's kind of what I really respect for you as a coach, is that how open and honest you are on social media, going, look, I knew it wasn't my best look, and actually I've got so much I can take away from it, but also how supportive you are for the winner. Yeah. That's what I really respected, so props to you for that one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I always say to the boys, like, I will shake their hand and say well done, because they look incredible. I'm standing next to them and I'm thinking, Jesus, you look like that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But then I realise, oh, I'm on stage with you. You know? It's a weird feeling. Yeah.
Like a fan, you're like, hi guys. Oh, wait, I'm
literally.
here too.
Yeah, like, it's mad. But it's nice because bodybuilding is that community. It's very supportive towards each other, the majority. Obviously, you have the minority that isn't. But as a whole, bodybuilding, the sport, because I think it's an individual sport, there's no one that's got any advantage, you know? So there's no one that's cheating as such, because you can't cheat in bodybuilding. It's just hard work. That's it.
Yeah, it shows. Like,
that's it.
You can't hide.
It's just hard work. Yeah, that's it. And then it shows on stage who's worked the hardest. So I will turn to that guy and be like, well done. Like,
that's really nice.
Fair play. And, you know, I'll share them on my story and big them up and stuff like that, because they deserve that.
Yeah.
You know, they beat me. So I will congratulate that person.
And you can appreciate how much hard work's gone in, because
Absolutely.
You've done the same.
I've done the same.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn around and be bitter, because what's the point? There's no point in being bitter towards someone that's better than you.
No.
Just work harder. So just work harder. That's all you need to do. That's it.
Are there any achievements that stand out for you? It could be whether in life or within bodybuilding or as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously getting my PCA Pro card, that was a massive achievement for me. I did my first show in 2018. That was PCA. I won that show, and that was, I think I did the British finals that year. Didn't do anything. Didn't place or anything. Did the PCA British finals 2019. Didn't place again. Then I came back 2 years later in 2021. Did the PCA British finals, qualified for it. Did the finals and came second.
Wow.
Yeah. So I wanted to really do it again, and I wanted to win. I had to just be better than before. So I had to come second or be better.
Yeah.
So I came in last year without expectations. I never expect anything from a show. I just come in, I work hard, and I just come in and hope for the best. And yeah, I came in for the British finals in October, and I won. Now, not everyone that wins at the British finals gets a pro card, but I got the pro card, and they gave me the free flights to Spain to compete at the Worlds.
Wow,
so
that's insane.
I was blown away.
So did you compete in Spain then?
I did, yeah.
Where did you place?
7th. So 7th out of 12 guys, I think it was. So yeah, so I became pro and then did my pro show at the Worlds and came 7th out of 12. So I was
awesome.
Yeah, I was really happy with
Buzzing.
that. Yeah, it's like, because that's guys from around the world, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, that was incredible to do that. That's like mind blowing. So yeah, I mean, it's just that's a massive achievement in itself. But I think my biggest achievement in life is, this is gonna sound strange, but when I was little, like 4 years old or something, they thought I had cancer in my knees because I couldn't walk, basically. Yeah, my mum and dad just had to carry me everywhere. So I had loads of tests. I was in and out of hospital for like 2 years, I think. And then I just grew out of it, basically. And it's like my dad always says to me, he's like, you should write a book, because you've gone from like being a cripple as a kid to like now being a pro bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's an achievement in
That's
itself, you know. Yeah. I mean, like, I have no idea what was wrong with me. I think they thought it was like juvenile arthritis in my knees or something. But
Was it one day you just woke up and you're like, yeah, I can walk? Or was it just constant testing, physio?
no idea.
Or...
I think I sort of have subconsciously blanked that out because I can't remember it. I can remember visits to the hospital and back and stuff like that, but I can't remember when I grew out of it or anything like that. I've kind of just wiped it from my memory.
That's insane.
Because
Do you suffer with your knees now?
not at all. Nothing. But like, I remember being in hospital as a kid, like having bone marrow extracted and stuff like that. Yeah, it was insane, the tests I had. Like, yeah, it was hard. But I think I've sort of wiped that from my memory a bit, like without trying to.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of those things that you don't want to remember.
Yeah.
And I can't remember it. If my mum asked me like, oh, like, do you remember this when you were 6 years old? I was like, no, I don't remember my childhood much. It's really weird. Yeah. So I think I've sort of blanked that out. But anyway, now I've like turned around. Now I'm like pro bodybuilder. So
It's incredible.
yeah, it's cool.
So what goals have you got set for the future in the world of bodybuilding?
Cool. So, I mean, I'd love to win a PCA Pro show. That's my main goal. That's what I want to do. My goal previously was to become IFBB Pro. That obviously leads you to Olympia. It means you can go to Olympia and stuff. But looking at the standard of the IFBB Pros now, I know I'm not at that stage right now.
Okay.
So I would have to do a hell of a lot more. I probably won't be ready until about 2 years' time for that. Being honest with myself, you know, I did it all in 2021. I went for 2 bros, which is the only way to do IFBB Pro card, that federation. So I won 2 overalls, 2 bros. Now, unfortunately, they weren't pro qualifiers, but that allowed me to then do the Arnolds. So I did the Arnolds, the first Arnolds in the UK, where I placed 4th. So that was really good. That was my first pro qualifier. And then I did the Amateur Olympia in Denmark.
Oh, cool.
And I came 5th there. So I have got the potential to do it. But looking at the boys that are coming through now, I'm like, I'm not quite there, I don't feel. So I think I'd have to have a couple more years work at that. So I just want to focus on PCA now.
Yeah.
So,
It's good that you can identify that and not push for something like you
That's
know.
yeah, 100%.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like I'm too old yet for it.
Hang on, we've gone from I'm old to I'm not too
And he's
old.
No.
And finally, what advice would you give to somebody that may potentially want to start in the bodybuilding world?
Okay. So I would say grow. There's too many kids now that want to get on stage without putting in the work and without growing in the gym first, without eating. Like, people don't realize what it takes to actually be a successful bodybuilder. It's a lot of eating and a lot of training over years. Like, if you want to become a successful bodybuilder, if you want to become a pro, you have to put in the work. And it's just like, you see so many kids now, just social media has a big effect on it.
Massive.
Huge. So fitness and bodybuilding in the last 5 years has absolutely blown up massively. So now you've got 16-year-olds jumping on steroids.
Not finished growing yet.
No, they haven't finished growing naturally. No, not at all. They haven't been through puberty and stuff like that, and they're hitting steroids, which is absolutely insane. So you've got this generation now where we're going to have, I've seen like bodybuilders at 18 years old that look like, Arnold back in the day and stuff like that, and it's crazy to see it. So I would say, don't rush it. when you're young. The best thing, I'm so happy that I didn't start properly competing until I was 30, 29, 30. Because I allowed my body to grow naturally until that point. It's the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, that's important.
I think a lot of it was because it wasn't in your face when I was younger. You know, it's going to make me sound really old now. Back in my day. Yeah. But I think obviously, like, I didn't have a lot of it being pushed in my face in social media and stuff like that. But you see all these guys on social media becoming famous through Gymshark and, you know, brands like that. You know, you got guys that have got hundreds of thousands of followers that are looking absolutely ripped and massive. As a 16-year-old, what are you going to want to do? You're going to want to be them.
Yeah.
You know, so you got 16-year-olds hitting the gym now and taking steroids to look like them. You know, and it's just like, yes, it's your choice, but finish growing naturally first. Do the work, do the eating, and then later on in life, jump on if you need to. Because you look at a lot of natural athletes out there now, they look incredible. Like, you don't need to push it and rush it that much.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Enjoy
course.
the journey.
Enjoy it. Absolutely. Enjoy being young. Enjoy the whole bodybuilding process. But don't rush into it too much. Because you'll shorten your life. It's as simple as that. Like, you will. Like, if you start gear when you're 16, chances are you're going to have heart problems and stuff when you're 60 or whatever. So, yeah, don't try and push it too hard too soon. And just take your time. Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your youth.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy being you know what I mean, when you're young. So, yeah, that's what I would do, because that's what I did. I didn't push it. I didn't rush it. I waited years. I trained. I ate. I enjoyed being young. I loved it, you know. And then I didn't get into bodybuilding until I was like 29, 30, like properly and competing and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that would be, if you were to ask a 16-year-old now, would you want to wait 14 years to compete? The answer is going to be no, obviously. But yeah, there's definitely like room to improve naturally whilst you're young. So do that.
So if any 16-year-olds that are listening, what is your Insta if they want to have you as their coach?
Cool. So it's hunt_fitness_PCA pro. Yeah, lots of underscores.
Showing your age.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I need a gap to read my name.
Amazing. Well, today's episode has definitely been a fascinating one for sure. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Today.
Thank you.
As normal, if you have enjoyed today's episode, then please like and subscribe. I'm Demi.
I'm Nat. Tune in with us every other Monday. You do not want to miss the exclusive guests that we have lined up. Bye!